we OG, Ordinal G. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got D or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro. Got friends right now. Yo, BRC20s, bro.
Yeah.
Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, like it in the seal. Murder. I got balls of steel. Nookies on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. Started Satoshi's nothing above me. Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystems. What's up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. We are live for another Ordinal hour. We have an amazing show. We got so many great topics going on. But before we get started today, I just want to tell you about our friends over at Sathunter.com. As the launch of runes gets closer, make sure you etch all your runes at Sathunter.com for great rates. Plus, Sathunter has the top paying referral program in the industry. When you refer a friend, you earn 50% of the service fee paid in Bitcoin. You can track everything on their dashboard. Etch runes at Sathunter.com, referral link in the show notes, and I'll also pin it in the comments after the show. So if you watch after the show, it'll be in the comments. But I guess without further ado, let's get this thing started. Let me bring in my partner, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's up? It looks like I'm kind of lagging a little bit on this video here, but yeah, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? You're lagging, but you're good, bro. You're good. That's good.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of amazing stuff going on. Yeah. So how was your week so far? Entering Thursday, what's going on with you? How you feeling?
Man, to be honest, it's been a struggle of a week just because trying to get over this flu, cold, COVID, whatever the heck it was. But just push through it. We had tons of calls, just getting back to the grind right away. And so today's like, I feel like 95% better, just ready, woke up early, jumped in, researched, and I'm excited for this next week and a half, right? Because there's a lot of excitement, hype around runes, but also there's a lot of other things happening in the space. Good things for builders that have been around for a long time, artists, stuff like that. And we're going to get into some of that later today.
Yeah. Especially we're going to get into some BRC20 stuff later. It seems like they're really making a resurgence. Very, very excited just about the ecosystem. But it's just showing by things that are kind of running up right now that people are excited for runes. Like we're going to have a conversation about that later in the show today. But I guess we'll get right into our first topic for the day. As always, it's the same topic as always, the first one. Because first is first and Bitcoin was first. So let's hop right into that guy.
Let's do it. Do it. Yeah, I mean, Bitcoin definitely shot up this morning. I know there was some data that was released from PPI and I think job numbers as well. And you're going to get into that here in a second. But, we got all the way back up to I think it wicked up here to 71.3, but we're all the way back down. So the correction has happened. We're down to 69.6. So that just might be a short correction here, and then back up, another leg up, but we'll kind of see what happens there. It's been chopping the past 3 days, right? Like 68, 71, nothing. It did wick down from CPI earlier this week to 66, 67,000. But like Bitcoin just doesn't really get too negatively affected by these numbers anymore for longer than, I would say, even like, half a day, right? So it definitely corrects back to where it typically was. And I don't think we will see any like large correction unless there's like a major event. We've said that many times.
For sure. So what are we sitting at? 70,000, I think it says, right?
69.6. You can see like we've starting from like Tuesday. This is the hourly chart. We've been really in that overbought or like that buy pressure, barely tipping into sell pressure on Wednesday, just a little bit. And that was probably that CPI report that just dipped down that day, right? And then back into buy pressure. But now really we've seen like 4 strong red bars from the MACD to showing that sell pressure is here. But again, like 4 strong bars that brought it to 69.6. So like that's not, too worrisome for me. We have, arrived into the oversold. It looks like it's twisted here. So we might be here for a little bit. But again, it's more chop than anything, in my opinion. Nothing huge, dramatic. So that's what it looks like from my perspective.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna jump into. So we did have some economic data came in today. It was the PPI. It's the Producer Price Index. 2 days ago we had the CPI, or was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. Yesterday we had the CPI. CPI came in a little above estimations, but the PPI actually came in a little lower than last month and lower than expectations. So we did have a pop with that, but the job numbers came in. There was about 3,000 less unemployment filings this month or March instead of February. So people are expecting the Fed not to cut rates because the Fed's really judging it off the jobs numbers, but they're week to week, right? So
Yeah.
the PPI came in sitting around I think like 2.1. The last month it was around like I think a little bit higher than that. So it's definitely coming down. Producers, that's from producer to the store, and consumer pricing is from store to consumer. So it's definitely coming down a little bit. So you kind of expect next month CPI to come down. This is kind of like a front running of that. So, I'm not no economic expert or anything. I'm just kind of going by what I'm told, but looks good. It definitely looks good for inflation. And if you go to the store, I don't know about you, but I'm definitely seeing the prices dropping a little bit. I'm definitely seeing a lot more sales as well. Are you seeing that at all?
Honestly, in terms of like everyday stuff, not necessarily. Maybe I need to pay a little bit more attention to that. But I think PPIs definitely could be a little bit like a curveball sometimes, just because like during the COVID times and stuff like that, like the giant big box stores, retailers and stuff, they took advantage of actually, retail paying higher prices and supply not being there, right? So, but now I think I agree with you. This is going to be more accurately lined up with CPI because we're not dealing with that supply chain issues like we did in COVID. And so like it should kind of forecast a little bit, right? Because if they're paying a little bit less from the manufacturers to the retailers, then unless these retailers are just straight up don't care and they are greedy, they should pull back some of the pricing and stuff like that as well. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah. And that's the thing. It's take it month by month. But Biden came out yesterday and he said he wants Powell to actually cut rates a little bit. And I think 3% will be the new 2% of inflation. I think they're going to be happy at 3%, and we're going to cut rates. We're probably going to go back up to 4%, and they're going to be okay with that. And we'll see what happens with that. But in bigger news, is this guy right here. 8 days, 7 hours, and 6 minutes to the Bitcoin halving block. That is huge for us, guys. We are a little over a week away from the biggest block in Bitcoin's history, because that is when the runes begin, right? That is when Casey's next project, he had ordinals last year. He has runes this year. Very excited. What are you thinking as we get closer?
I mean, everybody's just excited and from every angle too, right? Like, if you're, even if you're a miner, yeah, of course your rewards get slashed in half, but you know what it's going to do to the overall market. So that's going to drive your Bitcoin that you've acquired up in value, and the overall market, sentiment should be good continually, right? And of course, like the degens, they're excited about runes coming. Yeah, I just feel like there's just so much excitement happening. I would say probably take a deep breath before this happens, though, because there's going to be so much information flying left and right, that you're going to feel overwhelmed. I know I will. And so, just recommend just taking a deep breath, a little mental health check in for yourself, and then maybe step away for a little bit and then come back or whatever. That's what I'm going to do. Not too long though, because I don't want to miss stuff.
I was about to say, you step away, I'm gonna be grinding. That's what separates me from you, buddy. No, I'm playing.
No,
I'm just kidding.
but I think it's just an exciting time, man. It's like Christmas, but once every 4 years.
Yeah, yep. But yeah, so to your point there about the block reward dropping, yeah, but I think Casey fixed that, right? I think the block reward's gonna be actually more because than it's ever been with runes, especially the first couple months. We'll see. But I truly believe the transaction fees are gonna be higher than the block reward going forward on every block.
Yeah.
And that's so I mean that's
Yeah, I mean,
that's huge.
yeah, Bitcoin's never had an on-chain economy like this, right? That's what spurred everything, is this on-chain economy that's been able to sustain. And now, like, the whole like way to secure the chain has changed, right? It's not just just waiting for like peer-to-peer transaction or whatever. Like, now we're talking about marketplaces, we're talking about high volume marketplaces, which has changed everything. It's changed the game, right?
Yeah.
So definitely exciting times ahead.
All right, my last thing here for Bitcoin is my man Plan B dropped in a new chart today. Well, it's not a new chart; it's something he has here. So people think that we're going to have diminishing returns. Plan B doesn't think so, but he said if there is diminishing returns, it's going to follow this line. And we have followed this line, but this line has also followed stock to flow as well. So this is the first time where diminishing returns is so far away from the stock to flow. So he's saying if this is diminishing returns, like everyone thinks it is, we might pop above this and go down. So that's how you might see the 100K being the peak of the cycle type of thing. And then it's still, we still hit 700K by 2030. But I think we're going to actually follow stock to flow, and we're going to get up to this 700K number where I think we're going to hit.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. The big catalyst was the ETF, and that changed things. Like it allowed Bitcoin to pass the previous cycle's all-time high before the halving, which has never happened. And so maybe the diminishing returns theory plays out, but still, like, if you look at if you hover kind of around 2024, 2025, that still put it, like 150, maybe $140,000.
No, that's actually below 100K.
Is it?
Yeah, because think about it, it's right
Between
here.
2025 would be
So
below
it would be
110?
above. It would be like 110K. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
100, like
Yeah.
110K.
A little bit higher than that. We'll have to
Yeah.
see, like everybody wants to be able to tell the future. Like that's if they could, then they definitely wouldn't be, they'd be on some island they own, right? It's like not paying attention to us. Yeah, so I think he's definitely had some really good data in the past, and we'll see if that continues on in the future.
Yep. And I think we'll be on that island that you talked about around here because everyone's thinking not bullish enough. They're going to sell their Bitcoin at $100,000, but we're not going to sell ours till 750K. So we'll be on those islands, baby.
We. I don't know about we.
Well, everyone watching right now who truly believes in the stock to flow and truly believes in Shizzy. And you could sell at 150 like Yagobi, or you could stick to 700K like me. Bitcoin is the only.
I never said I was going to sell at 150, but I don't know if I'm going to wait till 750 because I just, yeah, no. And plus, like, I'll always have Bitcoin, right? Like, but it just means, having a healthy balance, I think is important. But
I disagree. I think having an extra, having $100 in your bank account and the rest in Bitcoin is the way to go.
Yeah. Well, at least now you say 100 instead of 0, because before it was 0. So
I gotta pay some bills, bro.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's exciting to see what happens with
Yeah.
Plan B and the future of the cycle. But hey, guys, make sure you smash the like here, subscribe if you're not subscribed. That would support us, and we'd greatly appreciate that. Also, make sure you put your questions in the chat, because we do an Ordinals After Hour, and we try to get to each and every question as much as we can. So make sure you put all of your questions in the chat, and we'll get to those afterwards.
All right.
All right.
My favorite part of
Now,
the show.
here it is. The roll call. The roll call. Shizzy's roll call. Let's see how he does it this time.
All right, let's see if I do a good job. Yesterday I missed somebody. It was tough, but I got it today. But we have a new first. Glasshopper, congratulations. First is first, and you got the first today. Big props to Glasshopper, #1, baby. Following him, a few minutes later was Mike's World. Congratulations, Mike's World is in the building in #2 spot. And in #3 spot, we got Crypto Noob. Crypto Noob was first, I believe, yesterday. And he says Room Whisperer is still on top. We'll see. And we got Tobo in the building. Tobo actually just became a member as well. Thank you, Tobo, for becoming a member. We drop member videos throughout the week, so check those out. And thank you, Tobo. Thank you, all of our members, really. Green Man is in the building. BitRens, Howard Browder in the building. John the Collector, always here. D-Love, welcome to the show. We got Joko, Wendy Yam, Indian Trap, I Walk Alone, Pelpa, Saiyan, Beck Road, Ethereum Dad. Then we got PDX, Axel, Chief Axel. Chief. DJ Glitty Litter in the building from the OSD. Welcome to the show, buddy. And then we have Nocturnal, another OSD, guys. OSD's always supporting us. We appreciate you guys so much. Mahat is in the building. Got Ebook in the building. What's up, Ebook? Then we got Yazir. Yazir's always here. Thank you so much, my friend. Courtney Johnson, welcome to the show. She says, peace, family. Sup. We got Patapoo, my man. And we got Danny, always here. Love Danny, man. And then we have Psycho Trading. Dong Woon Kim with some amazing questions yesterday. Let's see if he continues them. And we have Yazir again, because I just love Yazir. That's why I did it twice. And then Dalai Lama. We got a late one. Dalama. We got a late one here. David Heyman, welcome to the show, David. Oh, another one. Keep coming in. We got Christopher in the building, and Christopher will be the last one in the roll call.
GM. It's the roll call. All right. Good roll call to start our show.
Yeah, man.
All right, we're going to kick it off here with Genie Data's Feeling Good collection. It reached 0.019 BTC yesterday on secondary. We always wish for the cheapest prices to get. We were calling for we're like, oh, if we can get it for $50, $150. I think it started at maybe $800.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
The floor started at $800. It got all the way to 0.019 is what I saw it, which was about 13. It's 1,300 now. I think it was 1,400 yesterday. But yeah, I mean, pretty good performance for day one, considering right before runes, a lot of people are being, getting themselves liquid. How'd you feel about the secondary performance for Feeling Good?
I wanted them cheap, bro. I was hoping to get them under $500. Did not happen. Did get one yesterday though. I'm gonna hold that. I'm probably gonna hold that one unless it gets to 2.5 or something like that. But definitely love the art. Definitely love those guys over there at Genie Data. I think having a collection with a backing by those guys, not saying they're gonna do anything for the collection holders because we don't know, but just having those guys just being their project and them being proud of it really makes me at least want to hold one. Not financial advice. I'm not telling you to go buy one of these. But if it does reach anywhere between $500 and $800, I'll probably pick up another one.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of close to that price right now. If you look at 132,
no, it's still over 1,000.
No, it's at 920. So right under 1,000. Yeah. Right under 1,000. But yeah, they actually did say that they're going to look out for the holders here. So I do believe they'll have something for the holders. But they didn't say what, and I think that probably not having any expectations is probably best, because whenever something does happen, you get excited, right? So it's a surprise. But
And this could be one that really pops off after runes. When people make a lot of money, you could definitely see this really flying up.
Yeah. So if you look at like some of the really rare ones, you can see like the laser eye. There's
Oh,
only
that's cool.
there's what like it looks like I think 9 of these total. Yeah, only 9 of these total. Someone definitely says I have a price, but I don't want to let it go until it gets unless someone
Dude,
wants to give me about 10 BTC for these.
that's the
Uh,
full suit and the laser eyes. That one is G'd up, man.
yeah,
Look at that,
that's
the full
yeah.
suit. You don't even
That's
see that.
it's a Michael Jackson,
I
bro.
know.
That's
And
why.
laser eyes.
Yeah, he's got the suit with the Michael Jackson hair and the armband thing. Yeah,
Congratulations to him, man.
whoever
Big,
pulled
big
that.
come up. Yeah.
Yeah. But like, okay, so this project, if you were to put like, I don't know, the top for the next 3 months for this, what's something that you want to throw a dart in the dark at?
I'm gonna give it September. I think point one by September. Just because I think it's gonna be so expensive to put projects on Bitcoin that this might be one of the ones that really run up into that being expensive. I think point one is fair for this collection, just because the backing behind it is Genie Data, but it's not financial advice. I have no idea if it will ever reach there, but that's just my prediction.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. You know, a lot of and maybe that was part of the reason why they actually went ahead and put it out before the halving
Yeah,
is because a lot of people are saying after the halving block, it's going to be really expensive to put collections on. So you know the value of these collections probably will increase just because you know block space is going to be so much more valuable. You
yeah.
know, we saw a clip of French Montana and Casey's interview on the Hell Money podcast, and they were asking French like how much do you think your huge audio file is going to be valued, or how much would it cost to inscribe it? And I think they said like in 2030 or something like that.
8 years.
And yeah, they said basically like it would be extremely expensive. They're predicting that like block space is just going to go up so much in value. And so, you know, these collections, and that to me, that's why like the whole on-chain data meta to me is like, man, if you got some of these collections before that happens, you know, even like the mid collections could really shoot up a lot,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I mean, you could see collections that you thought were dead, like Bitcoin whales and stuff like that, really taking a resurgence. I mean, I think the whales are dead, but
shots
I love
fired.
Tosio. I love Tosio. Tosio's my guy, but it's just not going up, you know. So, but you
Yeah,
could
I mean,
see an insane resurgence coming after when things are so expensive, where it's impossible to put new stuff on chain, where you see that really take off. So, I'm not saying
yeah,
I'm saying that right now it's dead. Like I mean, you can look at the volume. There's barely any volume. Maybe like a couple sales a day, but in the future, that might change.
yeah. I mean, facts are facts. It's like you can see the activity and stuff. But yeah, like that's a good point. Collections like that might be able to see a resurgence just because of block space data and people from other ecosystems outside of ordinals seeing the value, right? And then saying, oh, I can get it. This is my entry for a
Mhm.
collection like this because I can afford it still, kind of. So all right, I'm gonna say 0.25 is the top for these, just because
Ooh,
I feel like they do have you know a strong brand behind them. But again, I'm probably way off on that. I do like how they incorporated some you know I would say like American culture into this, like the Cubs stuff, and then also like the Rasta with
yeah.
Jamaican stuff like that, and so
You
pretty
just
cool
told me I
collection.
wasn't bullish enough, man.
You're not
You said
bullish enough.
it.
No, you're not bullish enough. Yeah. So,
uh,
all right. Well, I think definitely a win for Genie Data for you know first day on secondary and launch. Good job, guys, and we will keep our eyes on it. That's for sure.
we
Pull
got
that
next.
down. All right, guys. Continue to put your questions in the chat. We will get to those in the Ordinals after hour. All right. So the next topic I want to talk to, I want to talk about this actually. Can runes live up to the hype? So I woke up early today because I said I was feeling better. You know, it was like, man, today's gonna be my day, my comeback day. And I was just sitting in bed thinking about, you know, how the BRC20 space and community didn't expect it to do what it did. It kind of came out of nowhere. Domo figured out a way to inscribe fungible tokens, or semi-fungible tokens, on Bitcoin, and just did it and said, this is probably worthless or whatever. And then like it blew up unexpectedly, right? And but with runes, it's been this buildup for like months, because Casey announced this. I forgot when he exactly announced it, but months ago for sure. And so like there's been this hype of buildup. Like right when he announced it, there was spaces, like Trevor Owens was hosting spaces. They were trying to like create like the protocol at that moment. Remember, like you had Ordinal's wallet, like charging people $20 to like mint these non-runes tokens, but they were supposed to be runes. And then you had Benny like stopping everything and launching the pipe protocol and all this stuff. And so the hype was there from like the very first moment that article or that blog was released by Casey. But it's like been months and months of build up and hype and stuff. And so a lot of times when this happens, it doesn't live up to the hype. And so I was thinking about that, and I was like, what if this doesn't live up to the hype and it flops? And like, let's say that, like, I don't know, like the largest token does like $1.3 billion market cap in runes over the next like 3 months. To me, that's a flop. I feel like, the largest market cap for the runes token should be 5 billion, because of how much hype has been put into this. You know what I mean? And so I'm not worried, because I like BRC20s are taking off right now, and they have BRC20 2.0. But what's your thought on this possibility? Like, do you give it like can you put a number, a percentage of this actually possibly happening to where it doesn't live up to the hype?
I don't think there's going to be one token that gets to like $5 billion market cap, but I think there'll be 15 or 20 tokens that get to that $1 billion market cap. I feel like this time there's not going to be one Ordi, there's going to be 15 Ordis, right?
I just feel like if you got, real quick, if you got 15 tokens that get to 1 billion, there's one that's gotten to 5 billion.
Well, there's probably one that's gotten to 3.5. Like there's one that's going to really take off, right? It's whatever it is, whether it's, I mean, you got to remember too, Leonidas' token is probably already near like $1 billion, right? And it hasn't even launched yet, and it is 3 tokens, but that one token is going to take off. Yeah. So, but I just think that there's going to be so much competition where you're just going to see, some stuff really take off, whether that's the Pups token, if they're able to get an early block, an early rune and stuff like that. So for me, dude, I am over the moon. I think that this is going to be over expectations. Obviously there's high expectations for it, but I think it meets it and then destroys it, just because Solana, the broken chain, isn't working great. Base is so centralized, it's ridiculous. Bitcoin is fair. It's going to be, it's like the perfect scenario for meme coins on Bitcoin. And we already saw that it works with BRC20s, but now there's no goddamn transfer inscription. There's no bullshit anymore. It's washed away. It's I don't know. I'm so bullish on runes. I'm going to be, we talked about it earlier. You said you're going to be more careful. I'm going to be more reckless. I'm going to get into everything. I'm at least $100 into anything that I think will fly. Because if $100 in the like Ordi or Sats and stuff is now thousands and thousands of dollars, right? So yeah. I want that. I'm willing to take a lot of bets, a lot of gambles. I'm very liquid right now. When I mean liquid, I'm sitting on a lot of Bitcoin that I'm willing to part with to create more Bitcoin, right, for myself. And I'm so bullish. And the thing is too, is like, which is awesome, is the numbers matter. So each rune deployment is a parent to the coins being the child. So every coin you're gonna be able to point back to the parent and be like, okay, this is rune 76 or this is rune 9. Kind of like Ethereum when they have those addresses where you can put them in if you don't know the token
token contract address.
Yes, token contract. So we're gonna have that on runes. So instead of being like, oh, I need carbon evolution, right, or whatever, instead you need rune 76. You can probably go to the exchange, type in rune 76, and everything comes up. I think this is going to blow expectations out of the water. I think this is going to be a $1 trillion marketplace with everything combined.
Man, it kind of, I feel like at this point it has to a bit. I feel like have that kind of level of success just because of how much hype has been there. And you kind of are right with like all these narratives building up. You have people complaining about like Solana a week and a half before runes, congestion. You have people like Uniswap getting served, about to get served, right? So Ethereum tokens, right? Like no one, like the attention's off of that. And then, like you said, base, like people, this base is starting to lose a little bit of its fire a little bit. So it's like almost like all the like degen, powers to be have said, okay, everything else sucks except for runes for the next 2-3 months. Let's go. Let's be as degenerate as possible, and tear this up, right? But I don't know. It's just like whenever something is so hyped up, you just have a little bit of that nervousness. And the reason also that I brought this up is because I was talking to someone that's actually building a project for runes, and they brought that up too. Like no one expected BRC20s to do what they did because there was no expectation. There's huge expectations with runes. But one thing that they did mention was that the developers are ecstatic about like runes protocol, like being able to use it, the flexibility versus BRC20s. So all the Western devs and probably a lot of the Eastern devs are really happy to be working with runes versus trying to, be in a lab trying to figure out how to get BRC20s to be flexible within their protocol or, use it in the way that they can.
BRC20s will never be successful with the transfer inscription. Tap tokens will never be successful with a transfer inscription. Runes is perfect. There's no transfer inscription. You're basically just trading satoshis on that show, the token on their index, right? So it's just inscription. I mean, sat number blah 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 is this token. So it's perfect. There's going to be a lot of building happening on runes, and it's Casey. CoinDesk is going to run an article. The guy who create ordinals now creates his next thing. Will it be successful? And it's going to bring a lot of heads here. And to your point, everyone's thinking what's next, right? With Solana tokens and stuff like that, that kind of hit the fan a little bit. A lot of it's like dropping with I think it was cat with hat and all that stuff. All that stuff.
you always bring up that cat with hat.
I love cat with hat. I missed it.
You hit it? I was about to say, it sounds like you hit 100x on that because you keep talking about it. It's like you're subconsciously shilling it. It's like, cat in the hat.
Don't buy cat with hat, but buy it on Bitcoin, right? If there's a cat with hat on Bitcoin, I'm buying it, right? I don't know if it's enough letters. I can't count right now, but but there's going to be something that's going to be cool. And being the degens and the meme coins guys, they like Ponzi's, right? They get in early, get out early. That's how you win a Ponzi, and they're going to see the same thing over here. So guys, when you're in these runes, don't marry them. Do not marry any of these runes. You can maybe get away with marrying rune 1 to 10, maybe Leonidas or R6 or Pups or Tiny Viking or something like that. You can get away with marrying them. I suggest you not marry them. And when I mean by marry them is holding for longer than you should, because when the circus is in town, you got to sell the peanuts. When the circus moves out, you're gonna be left with a big bag of peanuts that you cannot sell, and that's what a lot of people got stuck with BRC20. So
yeah,
everyone's going to tell you what to buy. No one is going to tell you what to sell. I will tell you what I'm buying, and I will tell you what I'm selling. And I'll probably, if you watch the show every day, you'll get my inside stuff. I'm going to try to get into all the cabals. So stick with Ordinal Revolution, and we will try to help you guys out the best we can. And our members obviously are going to get the information first. So if you're not a member, think about joining the members. But if you don't want to, we'll definitely have a lot of information here as well.
Yeah. Shizzy applied for the Cabal membership, and it gets them across the board in. So that's good access for us, right? But no, I mean, I think getting married to any token or digital asset is a bad idea in general, even if it's utility. Like, because like emotions in this kind of industry is no bueno, right? Like, but like you can have longer term holds and stuff like that. But Bitcoin. Okay, yeah, that's a little bit different.
I'm married. Ring.
But yeah, so you say yes, it can live to the hype and more is what you're saying.
I think it's going to blow hype out the water, and I like hype. He's a good guy, but he's going to get blown out the water. But
I say it's going to live up to the hype, because if I had to put a bet on anything, like in this space, the one thing I realize is that like marketing and social consensus rules all. And so the social consensus is whatever Casey says is truth about and stuff like that.
My last thought on this, think about like a Marvel movie, right? That they start advertising a year before, right? They say 2025, next big Marvel movie, right? And let's say this movie sucks, right? But they start advertising a year before, and then another Marvel movie where they start advertising 3 months before, and it sucks. A lot of the times, it's going to do really well because they've been advertising for over a year, and I think that's what you're going to get from Runes. I think it's over advertised from everybody, including us. And I think that even if it sucks the protocol, it's still going to do really well because of the attention that it's going to receive.
Yep, I agree with that. All right, the next topic we're going to talk about was we're actually going to spotlight a community builder. Oh, wrong topic there. A community builder, an artist, Paris. We had the opportunity to meet Paris in NYC, and her Julio's cookbook was released, and so she did something really cool with recursive technology, and she created an inscription cookbook where you can flip the pages, right?
Yeah.
And so if you do end up getting this inscription, which you can get on Magic Eden, you actually get the physical, a tangible book as well. So it's, you know, it could be a good gift for like your kids, your, you know, nephew, niece, family members, friends, kids, whatever. But awesome approach to, you know, being able to integrate tangible and digital products. What do you think about this?
Yeah, we were lucky enough to meet Paris at NYC. Paris is an amazing person, and like we always say on the show, like you don't have a good space without good people, and we have to spotlight the good people in the space, and Paris is one of them. And so she definitely has a really cool project here. It's based for kids. It could be fun, and it kind of pushes you through the digital and collectible side, right? With the because you're also getting the actual cookbook, right? But then you also have a digital version of it as well that is in your wallet, which is awesome. And I like stuff that really pushes the lines between what we love in digital and what other people love in the regular world, right? Like physical. People say, "Oh, I can't hold my Bitcoin," right? So, but you can physically hold this book, and then you can actually hold it digitally as well. So, congratulations, Paris. I know she worked really hard on this. We have to support good people in a space, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, for sure. And she uses like, you know, the up-to-date technology and ordinals. She's been always doing that, taking that approach. And of course, you know, her art is unique and amazing. And we need to support people like this in the space, you know, because people like her grind every day and it shows, right? So shout out to Paris and congrats on the cookbook release.
For sure.
All right. Guys, remember at the end of this, we're going to do the ordinals after hour. Put your questions in the chat. We'll get to those. Okay. So Unisat came out and they announced that they officially partnered with BitBoy One. I hate that Ord's Games named it BitBoy though. But anyways,
I love it.
It's at BitBoy One for their upcoming first GameFi plus DPIN on Bitcoin Genesis Mint. This is another kind of tangible product with digital asset. Do you remember seeing this in the feed?
I did. I saw it. I almost you have to like stake a token or something to be able to get it, and I almost did it, but I got too busy. But
yeah, you can see here on Unisat's Twitter account, it says proud to announce that Unisat wallet is officially partnered with at BitBoy One for their upcoming first GameFi plus DPIN on Bitcoin Genesis Mint. Join the first come first serve whitelist giveaway here, and then there's the Unisat Discord that you can join. But yeah, I mean, you know, I feel like in this BitBoy is by Ord's Games, so they've been in the space for a long time, like the ordinal space. Last year, like I want to say, like close to the start of ordinals, and this is like another thing that they've released. But I don't know, like this is showing that Unisat's kind of still going into this like GameFi space, and it's I don't know where their focus is right now. Is it just that, or like this metaverse GameFi, or is it, you know, the BRC20 in exchange?
yeah, not really sure. It seems like they're really pushing towards GameFi, but they made a lot of money on BRC20s, right? So they might just have a second wave of individuals who are, pushing towards this and still doing their things in the background, but they actually have stuff to actually put out now because they do have a gaming section, which is Uni Worlds, and this could potentially be the core of the Uni World. So, I mean, who knows? That'd be cool to have as a physical item as well. You can play Uni Worlds inside this little this BitBoy. right? I don't know. I'm glad they're doing something because they were so quiet for so long. But wow,
Yeah.
I want a physical version of this. It'd be cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool looking.
Yeah,
It looks like a Game Boy, right?
yeah. I mean,
Obviously.
that's what they're going for. Yeah,
There's
not.
NFC chip in here. Play
Oh,
to
that's
earn
cool.
Bitcoin on this BitBoy. I
That's
don't know,
cool.
man. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I like it. I like that.
me
Um,
too.
but I feel like Ords Games has like released little games here and there, and maybe this is like their big breakout. Maybe like they've been building up until this, like all those little games and stuff are going to be on there. I'm just ready for like this metaverse Bitmap Ords Games type ecosystem to really just come out and people be able to use stuff. And because there's been a lot of just, even with Bitmap too, there's just been a
Yeah.
lot of like, we're building this, but nothing really usable yet, right? So maybe Unisat changes that. I don't know. Is this good for Unisat, you think?
I think it's great for Unisat. I think it's great for it's great that they're kind of pivoting from the tokens and just being, and I don't say mean pivoting, but they're just being more than just an exchange, right? They're actually growing in ways that we didn't expect. I think that's good for anybody. It's anyone to grow into something. Maybe they seen the company going one way, and then somebody came in with new ideas, and you could tell too, like even with the Merlin guys, they're all gamers, right? They're all they love DeFi and stuff like that, but they're really just true gamers, and it looks the same way with Unisat. And you got to remember too, is like we're coming to the generation now where everyone who's an adult, and going in their 40s had video games when they're younger, right? Last generation didn't have that, so you're actually seeing that in most things. Most things are, it's starting something and then eventually going into something they love, which is like something they grew up doing, something they enjoy doing in their free time, which is gaming. So everyone loves making money, but they got to make something too for when we're all rich, right? What are we going to do? We gotta so you go from Unisat to Uni Worlds, right? So I don't know. I think it's pretty cool.
Yeah. And for the audience that's watching that doesn't know what DeepIn is, it is actually decentralized physical infrastructure networks. So it utilizes, the chain, but you're also interacting with hardware. So that's what, this approach is with Ords Games, partnering with Unisat. So it's a new narrative, or one that's starting to try to, pick up, you have the RWA, real world assets, and then now you have the DeepIn. We'll see if this is something that will actually, turn into something that's going to be usable, because at the end of the day, like, we still need that everyday usable kind of approach with these concepts. And it's cool that we're in a space that's trying to push that envelope.
Yeah, man, definitely. We got 222 people watching. We appreciate every single one of you guys. You can please smash that like for us. That helps out so much. 77 people watching on YouTube, and what is it, about 150 people watching on Twitter. We appreciate all you guys. Can't watch us on YouTube, you can watch us on Twitter, and we're also on Apple and Spotify. So after the show, I put it over there. So if you did miss it, you can listen to it, the audio version, on those sites as well.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. This is some news that came out. R6 dashboard for analytics. I mean, really, it's just to kind of see like what you're going to be getting. You could put your address in here. It's runecoin.io. I guess they upgraded their dashboard, right? So even if you've sold, the thing about RSIC is, even if you've sold your RSIC, if you had it for a certain period of time, then you should be getting some of these tokens. Isn't that how it works?
Yeah. I actually
Can you show yours?
I held it. Yeah.
So you can kind of
Show
see
mine.
how yeah, well, you can just paste your address in there, or whatever, just so you can see how it works in terms of the because you don't have to do a wallet connect. You can just paste it, or if you just want
I
to.
just don't remember which wallet I had it in. I have
Gotcha.
11
No
wallets,
worries.
but
No
I can
worries.
find it probably.
Actually, I think I can pull mine up here, because I did mine very early, so I might get like 5
Oh,
coins. So I'm gonna paste mine in here. So yeah, so I pasted it. It shows my rank. here, 13,889, and my allocation is I get a whopping 232. Oh, surplus allocation. So total is 945 of these coins that I get for cheating mine right when I got it. So hey, at least I got a couple. I let it mine for a little bit. I sent it to another wallet for a little bit, and then I listed it. But I think that's pretty cool for people just to kind of get, I guess, an estimate of what is coming. Are you big on RSIC?
So I mined all January, all February. I ended up selling early March. So I'm curious to see how many coins I got. I had 3 of them at one point. So I had 2 mining on one wallet and 1 mining on another wallet. And so I'm curious what I'm gonna get for that. But we'll see. And by bullish, I'm bullish it does a 3x, 4x, sure. And my bullish it does 100x now. That's why I don't really like any of these pre-mined runes. Because you just can't get that early entry and that early exit that I like. I think if you're in a long-term game, you see a great long-term plays. 4x, if you're happy with a 4x, 5x, awesome, good for you. Congratulations. But I want 100x, and I want to get something with under $1 million market cap and ride that to $100 million market cap.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely has the brand recognition of being that first, and it was even up until this point, I feel like it's still the most innovative pre-miner, right?
Sure.
Like, because like it still does where you have to send it to a different address to get it going, and then you can still you earn even if you did sell it. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of holders. There's a community behind it now, so I think that they will be one of the successful ones. And all this depends on if these airdrops go smoothly, which they say that with the Runes token, airdrops should be very seamless and easy. So
yeah, and you got to remember too, we think it's Raktoshi behind this one, and he's loaded, right? So, so
yeah, he has all those rocks, all them rocks. No. All right, and this is one of the last. I think we got 2 more left. So this one's pretty big. We talked about this yesterday. Surf.1 on Merlin Chain is actually live now. You can actually take positions with Ordi and Sats, guys. So let's just say that you're all in runes. You say, oh, you know what? I think that Ordi and Sats are gonna tank. You can actually take short positions. We do not recommend that, but you can actually take short positions with Ordi and Sats. I think the 4 assets that they offer on day one is Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ordi, and Sats. Right.
Yeah,
so
right here.
click on Ordi. And then you go to the long or short on the right. You can just pick whatever you want, and then whatever asset you want to pay in. And then the position, though, you got to change to Ordi on the bottom.
Down here?
Yeah. If you want to, like, let's say if you wanted a long Ordi.
So that's my collateral, that's my position, and that's my open.
Exactly,
okay.
Exactly, right? So
good to know.
Yeah. So guys,
and you do earn points though, right?
Yeah. And if you've never used leverage before, like, don't even do this. Like go take courses or whatever. Like, this is very dangerous if you have no experience with it. We're just letting you know that it is live on Merlin Chain as of right now. You can take these positions. I think that's pretty cool for the people that have experience with this, right? Like, because let's say that you're bearish on Ordi or Sats, you could take a short position here, or if you're like, you know what, I think that they're gonna, you wait a couple weeks or maybe like a couple months once like the runes hype is over, and you think they're gonna take off, you can take a long position, right? So, and I think that they're obviously gonna add more assets as time goes on.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's gonna be I think it's gonna be good. It's good for the ecosystem. I'm sure they're gonna have runes on here, so you'll be able to like short a rune. Let's just say like you got out of something and you made a lot of money on it. And you're like, the reason you got out because you think it's gonna go down. You can actually double up on that and actually take that short position. But everything's risky. Don't use anything more than you're willing to lose here. And I don't like leverage personally. I won't use this. I will maybe add because the market makers always win, and you can be a market maker here. So.
Yeah, we're gonna do a deep dive of this and go into the actual like ways to add LP as a market maker. So it just went live today, and the interface completely changed once it went live, and so there's some things that we need to dig into for sure.
Yeah, man. Oh, we're getting the Bitmap thing.
Yeah, we can. Well, I mean, we can talk about that. Where is that
It's one
actually?
above. Above. I got it right here.
Yeah, just click it. There you go. So this is one that I added just because we hit on it a little bit ago. You know, Bitmap's ecosystem. You know, when is it going to really take off? If it does take off, right? There's been a lot of hype since the beginning. You know, from a conceptual standpoint, like the theory of Bitmap theory. You know, from a protocol level was like genius. You know, people caught onto it. People loved it. People still do love it. But it seems like there's been like an ecosystem like stall. I feel like, you know, there's people out there like bitmap.community that are providing really good platforms and tools for bitmappers and stuff like that. But we have yet to have like that first like game or like even two worlds kind of connecting, kind of like we envisioned it. Now, I think we're being impatient, probably, you know, saying this because it's only been probably not even a full year, because I think Bitmap launched in June, right?
July, yeah. Well, he lost
Yeah,
in June. It was really yeah, it was
hot,
really
hot in July,
hot in
hot
July,
in
yeah.
July, yeah. And so it hasn't even been a year yet. So, you know, it's still an infant and it's in, you know, but I think because the crypto space moves so fast, like a lot of people are impatient, including myself sometimes. And that's why I
Yeah.
brought this question up. But then you know, you have builders like Bitmap Valley, Foxy, you know, bitmap.community. Then you have all the Merlin stuff, and you have Bitsard from the Merlin chain. That's, you know, so there's builders, but I think there just needs to be more excitement and more cohesion with it, right? Like the bitmaps of themselves, as well as BRC420 or whatever asset protocol you're looking at. But do you think this is just, you know, me being super impatient to ask this question?
So there's a new man in town. There's a new project in town. This project is called Bitmap Emporium, right? Bitmap
Uh-oh.
Empor Bitmap Emporium, it's dropping next week. It's a PFP collection. I been digging into this a little bit. I went to his spaces. I didn't know what the hell it was, right? I kept hearing about it. Oh, I got a waitlist for Bitmap Emporium. I'm like, what the hell is Bitmap Emporium? So there was a spaces, and I went in and he said, hey guys, you know, what is this? And they said it's a PFP collection by this man Limitless. So I started digging into Limitless a little bit. He's a part of the Neo Tokyo guys. And if you don't know Neo Tokyo, they're an Ethereum project. It's what Adam Becker was his name.
Yeah. Becker.
Becker. He's a big YouTuber. He has like few million subscribers. He's huge, and it's an alpha group. And Limitless is a part of that group and is now bringing that to Bitcoin. So it's a PFP collection. The PFPs look really cool. I don't know if he has them pushed up here, but definitely follow this mid guy. I'm gonna reach out to him to have him on the show. Bitmap Emporium. It's a 2,500 collection. I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but it's around there. You will need a whitelist. They're gonna I think whitelist the whole thing with it. So if you join a Discord, I don't think it's too late to get the whitelist, but hop in the Discord. If I don't get the whitelist, I'll probably buy off a paper hand. I think this is gonna be a really cool project. They're gonna be doing a lot with bitmaps. So to your point here, it's big
Alex
ecosystem.
Becker.
Alex Becker.
Yeah. I was like,
So
yeah.
yeah, what's it? Tokyo, right? Something.
Neo Tokyo. Yeah.
Neo Tokyo. So, I mean, if they do anything like that on Bitcoin and he's the leader of that, this thing could freaking fly. And I think the Neo Tokyo NFTs go for a lot of money. So, I mean, this guy has 17,000 followers on Twitter. He's building on Bitmap, so that's why I bring this up. And if we have more people like him coming and grabbing the Bitmap, because Bitmap already has a community, right? So why not just grab a built-in community instead of trying to build your own? And that's what he did. There's over 20,000 people in his Discord. Only 2,500 of these that are coming out next week. Not pumping the project, not telling you to buy these secondary. I just want you guys to know that this could be absolutely huge. Like I said, we're gonna really try to get Limitless on the show, and we will see if that happens next week because it'll be perfect to line that up with this mint. So, but we will see. So if
Do you know how?
if you do see this, reach out to
Do you
us.
know?
But go ahead.
Do you know how this incorporates with Bitmap though, from a technical level or anything like that?
So all the NFTs have a bitmap behind them, and some of them have like a bitmap hat and stuff like that. So so the NFT project isn't what's going to be in the bitmap, but what he's doing with the NFTs after they're out, I think has a big thing to do with bitmaps. So I think that's like level 2, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, and this is something that could kind of jumpstart what we were talking about, right?
Yeah,
And so, you know, um, maybe this is something that community needs, right? The bitmap community, and so I just think that there's opportunity, but the builders need to really like start to ignite. Like you have inscribe.space that has done some stuff, you know, but it's almost kind of like they are saying, okay, here's for the everyday person to build whatever they want, right? But I think the infrastructure still needs to be kind of teamed up by these other builders together. But that's just from an outside looking in, right? It's easy for me to say that, you know, but obviously from a building perspective, it's probably not the easiest. So
for sure.
all right. All right, we got about 4 minutes left, guys, and then we will start to get to the questions. So make sure you're putting your questions still in the chat. Anything else that you want to hit on?
Just the Merlin Starter thing, real quick. Yeah. So
Right.
the spell book, you can now stake it, but you do not stake these things. You basically give them it, right? So they say staking, but that's not the right word for it. You basically give that to them, but you do get tokens, the M Star token, back to you. So which is pretty cool. So we will see how it says. I have 3 of these. I bought them all off secondary, and I locked them all in because I kind of want that M Star token, not because I think it's going to go up, but just because it might get me able to basically get in some of these IDOs for BitSmiley and and Surf and stuff like that that are coming that I really want to get into. So I think holding the MStar token will get you that. So I did you can do up to 3, I think, yeah, stake. So you can do 0 to 3, you can stake them in there, and then you'll be able to claim your MStar tokens when the time comes. I'm hoping that the value, because right now I think they're like $900 for one. I'm hoping that my 3 get me a good amount of this MStar token, enough to at least get into some of these IDOs that I want to get into.
Yeah, and I
So
think you said something about like, isn't this maybe an approach they're taking to kind of give back to community or something? I don't know. Maybe we were talking
that's
about
the
something else.
rumor. The rumor is that they know they messed up a little bit, and this could be a good way to get back to their supporters. And if you're basically burning the NFT, get the M Star tokens, because that's basically what you're doing when you stake these. You might be able to get a lot of M Star tokens. I don't know. It's easy to give away things you created out of thin air, right? So especially when it belongs to the team. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing how many I get, and I'll keep you guys posted on the exact number I get for the 3 staked NFTs. And they said the earlier you do it, the better. That's why I did mine this morning. I actually only had 2, and then I ended up buying a 3rd one off the market because the max you can do is 3. I like doing the max. So
Yeah, yeah, and guys, like, when is that interview coming out? Probably
I don't even know
tomorrow.
if it's coming out. I don't
Yep.
even
Yeah.
know. We're having some issues, but
I just wanted to bring up the fact that like they Merlin Starter's team definitely went developer heavy to start this off because they just
yeah.
knew how much from a technical perspective they would need support, and so because of that they are short handed on the community side of things, and they realize that, and you'll hear it in the interview once that comes out. So you know, I'm kind of sitting back and just watching a little bit from a distance because they definitely need to, you know, catch up in that area with the community. They know that they've you know, acknowledged that. So we'll kind of see here next 2 weeks, you know, the changes that they make with that, and I'm optimistic that they will. So let's
Yeah,
just
me too.
see what happens, and hopefully things go in the right direction. All right, guys. Wow, I think we might have finished that early a little bit. We got about 45 seconds.
45 seconds.
Any last words before we jump into the QA?
Uh, I just think that with the next couple weeks are coming, I think we have to really just get our brains right. Definitely a couple days before the halving. Definitely make sure that you guys are well rested, because you probably won't sleep during a few days after the halving. I know I won't. I'll be glued to this chair. My wife's gonna have to get a freaking shovel to get me off it. But no, just make sure you're spending a lot of time with your family this week. That's what I'm planning on doing this weekend. I'm gonna take the kids to jumping places and stuff like that, and really spend some time with my wife, because next week I'm probably not gonna spend any time with them at all. So just be prepared for this weekend to be the weekend you spend with your family, because next week, you might not be able to, but we'll see.
Yeah. Shizzy says he's taking the kids to the jumping places, but it's the kids taking him because
Yeah,
he probably just jumps the whole time. He's one of them.
you
One
know
of
me,
us.
dude.
One of us. No, but all right, guys. We appreciate you. We got 257 people in here on a Thursday, and that wraps up the Ordinal Hour. We're gonna jump into the Ordinal After Hour and hit some of these questions. So continually put your questions in, and we'll go as long as we can try to answer most of these. And we're gonna kick it off with David Heyman, one of our community members, and he says Ordify is at $3.4 million market cap. A good buy, or rather Beefy Labs around 20 million. Beefy Labs. I'm not sure about that second part of the question.
So Ordify is a launch pad. BFi Labs is more of a layer
Aggregator?
2. Layer 2.
Okay.
So these two are just not comparable. BFi Labs should be compared with Merlin, which is valued at like over $1 billion, right? So I don't really know. Ordify is just a launch pad. It is not a layer 2. It's a launch pad on Ethereum, on Binance Smart Chain, that also is a BRC20.
Yeah, I think he realizes that. He's just saying, like, from this, I guess, relative market caps to each other, which one would you consider to get into? Which one has better opportunity?
I just think it's not better opportunity. Obviously, it's the one
Like,
with 3.4, right? I mean, that's easy. Like, I don't think he means that. I don't know. I'm not sure what you mean there, David. You can't compare these. If you're going to compare BFi Labs to Merlin, then 1 billion to 20 million. But if you want to get Merlin Starter valued with Ordify, I mean, I think that you can get both. Yeah.
well, BFi Labs at 20 million, just because it's low for like a layer 2 doesn't mean that there's a ton of upside with it, because it might not even have much, marketing power, juice, and stuff like that. So, I think that's what he's kind of looking for,
Okay.
but we could be wrong. If we're, if you want to reword that question, David, go ahead and put it back in. But appreciate the question there. Port City Investments, OM Buy. I heard of OM Buy. It's a token, I think, that was launched. Going to Solana? Salute Shizzy. I'm not sure what that means, if that token is going to Solana or not. But I heard of the OM Buy token being launched. Was that BRC20?
I have
Have
no
you heard
idea.
anything about it? Yeah, so I was in a spaces this morning, and OM Buy, I believe, is something that the OMB community might have launched. It's just because like there's a BRC20 craze with communities right now. You have nodes, you have pups, and then OM Buy. And I remember Tommy, was it Two Clubs, was like, yeah, make sure you say OM Buy, because it's not OMB. It's not from the actual OMB project. So yeah. Let's see. Another one from David Heyman. Most promising runes project that is not a meme.
I think we talked about it yesterday, right?
Well, if you had
Runes
to pick one,
Terminal.
yeah. If you
Runes
had to pick
Terminal.
one, I guess, what would it
Yeah.
be?
Runes Terminal, for sure.
Yeah. Why though?
It's just got the amazing backing by some VCs, and their site is pretty cool. Obviously, all three of those, the ones we talked about yesterday, I think was Runes Terminal, Rune Star,
Rune
what is it?
Pro,
Rune
Rune
Pro,
Pro,
and
Runes
what's the third
Alpha,
one? Runes
Rune
Alpha. I
Alpha.
think those three would probably be the top three in my opinion. Obviously, just see what marketplaces, and if they have a coin, those will probably do the best over a long term, but the memes will probably outpace it in the beginning.
Yeah. I think Rune's Terminal is definitely like a good candidate out of those three. But like I'm hearing some things about Rune Pro, and they got some like surprises. Now, like Rune's Terminal, the thing about them is their backing is they started early with raising from what I heard, right? So like they definitely have the backing, but sometimes that backing that isn't necessarily as good as you think, because like yes, they get funding to build and focus on building, but you know, VCs are holding those tokens, right? And so like they're going to have their schedule release of when they're going to be able to dump. And let's be honest, VCs dump, that they're here to make money. They're not here, you know, to be a part of the community like most of the community members. But like, yeah, they can partake in the activities at these events in real life. But let's be honest, they're here to make money. If they're not making money, then they're failing at what they're supposed to do. So
100%.
I would say I'm gonna pick the dark horse in Rune Pro. I think that they will have the most success out of the three. Mike Z says, will Rune tokens appear instantly on the open market? Which marketplaces?
Magic Eden, OKX, Runes Pro, Runes Terminal. I think they're all going to appear everywhere.
Rune Alpha,
obviously,
Rune's Terminal.
Runes Alpha,
Runes,
Runes Alpha. Runes Terminal is just more of a where you can get information, right? Analytics.
Like, yeah,
that's what I'll have up the entire time. But yeah, I think you know, they all will probably have them as soon as possible.
Yeah, and you got the big boys that like are, you know, ready to index these. So you got Magic Eden, you got Unisat. I'm sure Ordinal's wallet's gonna be, you know, doing it as well. So I imagine like there's gonna be big competition for volume, because in their mind they're thinking, okay, whoever captures the initial volume probably captures the market. It's not always like that. Like, you know, we heard that, you know, I forgot what it was, Ord Swap, I think a long time ago, like whenever everything first started going, they were a leader in volume, and then they just Jack Lew and them just kind of disappeared as per usual. But and then you have these other exchanges as well that Unisat eventually took that volume, and then OKX just charged 0 fees and won that. But so I do think though, like the initial volume is important, of course. You just got to sustain that, you know, service and stuff.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, I hope that answered your question. Port City Investments says, what are your thoughts on Nat Cats? Shizzy, you can start this.
I can't. He said,
okay,
question directed to Yagobi. Hold on. Because I don't like something, I'm a hater. That's ridiculous. Port City, I don't understand.
Hater.
I'm a hater because I don't like it. So he's basically saying, hey, Yagobi, pump my bags. Don't let Shizzy answer this question because he's not a fan of it.
Have you ever said, I hate Nat Cats, even to yourself quietly before bed?
Yes.
Okay. Well, you're like, I hate Nat Cats. And then you go to sleep. No, but my thoughts on Nat Cats are
pump my bags, Yagobi, pump my bags.
I don't hold any. I did pick one up. I actually kind of just quickly kind of flipped it. I think that, you know, it definitely has the unique approach of using kind of the bitmap approach, right? Like data, non-arbitrary data to determine, you know, that your ordinal, right? So I think that's a cool part of it. But it needs to exist in a larger ecosystem, I feel like, right? So it's cool. It's a cool first step. But and it seems like the Block Runner guys have definitely refocused on bitmaps with a lot of their episodes, or at least I see the titles and stuff on the timeline. So I don't know, maybe they have something planned to kind of do like a larger ecosystem approach. I think that would be the route to really make this type of approach with ordinal collections grow, right? Because other than Nat Cats, I really haven't seen any in that top 12 on Magic Eden. And Nat Cats has definitely kind of sustained their hype and stuff to an extent. They fell off for sure, but they're still in and out of there. But other ones I don't see in there. And I think for you know, NAT ordinal collections to continually have success, they need it. What they should do is try to incorporate it into a larger ecosystem with bitmaps. If that's not possible, if that is possible, I don't know, but that's just my opinion.
Let's get to this statement real quick, because it's kind of wrong. Let's be honest here. The same guys who made BRC20s are making runes. BRC20 is super popular. Runes will be too since. So you're wrong here. Domo and the Layer 1 team made the BRC20s. Casey is doing the runes. Casey is the one who did Ordinal. So yeah, you are completely wrong here. This is not a correct statement. So
Yeah, well, Layer One Foundation didn't. Domo did, but they're assisting him.
well,
They've been assisting
Layer
him
One
from
Foundation,
like
he
yeah,
is, but he's the head of there. He's the head
yeah.
guy.
Yeah, so he created it basically, I feel like on the cuff, like literally, like and then it turned into something, which
Yeah.
was like, oh my god, degenning on Bitcoin, and then eventually uh, formed this Layer One Foundation and stuff. So yeah, you're right. It's totally different groups. Actually, Casey hates BRC20s.
He
If you want
does.
to be
That's why he
honest,
created this. He wanted to destroy them.
because of the UTXO bloat, and probably because he didn't create them, but. All right, from our guy S Sayin, member of our community and YouTube channel, 228 says rotate rune profits to BRC20s might be the long-term play. I like that.
You agree or disagree?
I agree that it might be the
Okay.
long-term play. I think that's easy agreement there. Honestly, like people, I think there's too many people sleeping on BRC20 2.0. Bob Botterly is a very intelligent community member in this space, and when he talks, I listen. There's a couple people in the space, like three off the top of my head: Bob Botterly, Danny Yang from OCM, and Fred Krueger. When those three people talk, I listen in this space, and Bob Botterly is basically saying, don't sleep on BRC 2.0 because there's a lot of great upgrades in that protocol upgrade. So.
But to
I think
me,
this is very possible.
It's transfer inscription or die. If you're going to live or die with the transfer
2.0 gets
inscription.
rid of it, is what they say.
But can they do it without a full fork? Can they do it without a full send your tokens in for this new token?
I don't know. That is the
oh shit, we got a super chat.
Oh, let's go. Appreciate the support on the super chat.
Says Kai Effect, appreciate you guys. I appreciate you, Kai Effect. Kai Effect's been one of our longest running members. We support definitely thank you, bro. That's love.
I also want to highlight Dongwon Kim. We appreciate the kind words here. He says, "You guys are dope. What do you and will you guys use to keep track of new BRC20s, runes, OKX, etc. 2, what kind of stuff makes you bullish on a new BRC20 rune supply, market cap, etc.?" So the first question is, what do you guys use to keep track? So Genie Data is definitely a great resource because you can see the heat map of what's being minted. So when you go to Genie Data, let me actually pull that up to kind of show what I'm talking about here. You click on Ordinals. It's going to open the Ordinals dashboard. Let's disconnect that there. Okay. So this alpha signals right here, if you click on mint, you can see everything that's being minted, right? So it's going to show like ordinals. It's going to show, text inscriptions, and the text inscriptions will also be like fungible tokens as well, because that's how they're inscribed. So you can see kind of like what's hot, right? So like if you see, a consistent like token that's being minted, then I would probably check the wallet addresses, make sure there's not like one that's minting all of them, stuff like that. Then you can go down here, like where it says by protocol level, right? So BRC20, it's showing like the bigger squares are the most, hot token tickers right now. So you have Tone, FGGD, OMB, money sign OMB, PMBS, all these right here. And then you can kind of see which ones are being minted the most. So there will be a runes version of this eventually, and then you'll be able to see the ticker numbers or the numbers in here, and then you can click on them, and then you can see like the how many is being minted and all that good stuff. So hopefully that helps you out with that first question there. And the second question is, what kind of stuff makes you bullish on a new BRC20/runes? I'll let you answer this one.
Yeah, supply, market cap. For me, I like giant supplies. I like supplies above 100 billion, and I like market caps of below 1 million, and and a cool name. I mean, this is just for meme coins, obviously, right? So if there's a rune with a project behind it, like kind of like how we did really well in Ghosty and Traverse because they came out of nowhere and they had a team behind them, and we saw that we identified it right away, and then we knew that was going to pump, right? So and just like the Evolve token as well, and another one we identified and we knew it was pump. So I guess the two different things would be if there's a team behind it, obviously go for it because anything with a team behind it will pump. And if it's a meme coin, make sure it has a cool name like Cat with Hat or something crazy like that. And I don't know, just honestly, just check out what Yagobi just said about the Genie Data. And if I go in there and I see one token's being minted more than any other, I'm probably going to try to buy that one secondary. And try to because obviously the fee is going to be super high. And if I can get it for a 1x or something like that, I would do that. So it's a lot going on there. So, but what's your answer to this question?
You know, you got to be careful because like there was a really big meta last BRC20 run up, which was heading into the holidays of 2023, like heading into November. And the meta was the higher the holder count, the better the chance of the tokens. And that was true for Sats, kind of started that. Sats had it took forever to mint Sats out, but it happened and there were so many holders. Then Rats followed up with that with like I think like 10,000 holders right out of the mint. And then so everybody was like, okay, the more holders, the better. And then you saw a couple that like had like lower supplies, but large holder counts. They didn't play out that same way. So for me, I feel like one of my indicators is like, okay, did it come out of like the Chinese community? Because that's like they can really pump some stuff right now. Obviously there has to be sustainability out of that, right? So like you can wait a little bit, but then you miss your window. But really another thing is just community in general. I think that kind of piggybacks off of that. Right now you see the pups like taking off, and the pups deployed a while ago, by the way, but they really started taking off when the puppets started going pretty crazy. I would say like a month and a half ago, and now they're just going ballistic. And so yeah, those are two things that I look at in terms of good possible tokens. I want to address this from NSK. It says, what do you mean BRC20s are feeling good? I think someone commented that and it says BRC20 market is down like 50%. How is it good? You know, the overall market might be, but if you look at the winners right now, it is absolutely nuts. I mean, and I'm looking at Unisat right now. Look at pups. It's up 56% from being up like hundreds of percent. So if you look at pups, it's at $48.36.
Oh my God.
Before we went to NYC, it was at $20, I believe, and it's at 50 right now. Look at Node. Node is at $1.51. This was at like cents, like I want to say like 20 cents or lower. Not long ago, like 56% for pups, 158%. Okay, so this is volume. This is volume, but still volume. You know, if there's a lot of volume and its price go up, that means that it's reflective, it's correlated, right? So, and then you have owned by the one that we just talked about up 400%, and it's at 23 cents. So, like, yes, from an overall like space perspective, it might be down, but like I'm seeing a lot of green here in terms of volume. I don't know. And then like Honk also has been flying. I'll be
Honk had like
transparent.
a Bitcoin in sales yesterday.
Yeah. And I got out of my position with Honk. I just want to be transparent about that. But but it's still taking off and stuff like that. But yeah, so there is this weird energy that has flown into BRC20s right before runes, and that's very interesting. Why do you think that is?
People are just getting antsy. Solana's failing and everything else, but we do got another super chat here. Shout out Ethereum blockchain with no comment either. Shout him out, but he had his comment in this one. He said, Shizzy, what marketplace is the best to inscribe the new BRC20? Our partner Sathunter, my man Francis. Shout out Francis Dune, Uncensored. He's a good friend of ours. So that's why we're running that for him. But yeah, check it. That's the place, and you use our link in the thing. You can get 50%. Well, we get 50% of your thing.
I think their fees are like, I mean, obviously they're partners with us, but like the fees, let's talk about the benefits. So I think their fees are like the cheapest. in terms of fees, is my understanding. I think the only thing is if you do like a huge, like massive inscriptions, that's where they can't beat Unisat on. So if you're doing like bulk inscription, is you might want to check somebody else out. But like from day to day, like regular use, supposedly they're the cheapest. So
Yeah.
But second part of that question says, is the best to inscribe the new BRC20? I think he's talking about the 5 ticker.
I think you only do that at Unisat, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So you might need to go over to Unisat anyways on that. So all right. Donglong Kim again. The last question is Shizzy, where'd you get that hat? And shout out to you guys for the Alpha and Tiny Vikings. Glad you capitalized on that. But where'd you get that hat?
I got it on Amazon. Just typed in Bitcoin hat. I got about 9 of these damn things.
How dare you not get it on the Ordinal Revolution store? No, just kidding.
It's they don't want to make it there. They don't have this camo. You
I'm
see
messing
the camo?
with you.
They don't have the camo there.
Yeah.
But I like to be strategic with my hat. And I like how it like glistens with the green screen, you know, because of the camo.
Yeah. Bronze candidate says Ordinal Revolution ruined meme coin. Not that we're not touching anything like that, or we're not gonna do anything like that.
If you if you deploy it, I'll buy it.
Not financial advice.
Hey, I said I'll buy it. I'd say anyone else to buy it. I'd want that in my wallet. It's sexy.
All right. It says from Hope 2C, could you please comment on French Montana's song and PFP ordinals?
Yes, this is really cool. Yesterday, Alex, the lead guy behind the project, came out and said, so he thinks that this ordinal that they inscribed is going to be worth millions of dollars one day. And you will now, if you did mint one of these, if you're, I think, lucky enough to mint one of these now, because you can't mint them anymore, you can send this to them, and they're going to burn them in Satoshi's wallet. And every single person, you will be eligible. So when this thing is ever sold, you will get Bitcoin in the wallet that it's sent from. So make sure you send it from a wallet that you will remember the keys from, because one day you might wake up and there might be a lot of Bitcoin in there. So that's pretty cool. So that's something that they just came out with. I think it's an awesome idea. It gives you kind of the rights to owning this this amazing.
So real quick though, like just to clarify, send the mac and cheese PFP or the Ordinal song?
The Ordinal song. The PFP has nothing to do with this. This part.
Okay.
I actually thought it just said. I didn't read the whole thing. I said French Montana's song, but the song one, the PFP. I don't really know too much about that. But
and do your own research. Go look up the mac and cheese or the Twitter account to see what official information's out about that. But that's something that we did here. But French Montana's still here. He just had a Hell Money podcast interview with Casey and Aaron, and while NFT NYC was going on last weekend. So it's not like he was just here just to do anything and leave. He's still in the space, and he's I can't wait to actually see that interview. But it's gonna be interesting to see like if that block space inscription of that music ordinal does grow the value that they think it could. So.
I like the next question.
Well, this one,
Shizzy, will you build a warehouse? Because I apparently only wear the same
Oh God, I love that one, dude.
Yeah, I will one day. I'm gonna build a warehouse of black tall tees. Thanks, sir. But
he has a closet full of 150 black tees and 150.
If you guys don't know, I have a uniform, right? I'm a very this is I have it standing here. I when I take this off, I put on like a yellow shirt or something way different. No, this is just my my Batman cape. But yeah,
gotcha. All right, that's great. Oh, okay.
Real quick, we get Rick G. We have him on the show tomorrow. Definitely want to get more community members on the show. Rick G will be the first one. He has a newsletter we want to spotlight because it is amazing. So we'll have Rick G on the show tomorrow talking all things ordinals. He's going to join us, and we're going to go through all the topics with him. It should be cool to have another person's opinion. So check out Rick G on tomorrow's episode.
Awesome. Excited to have you on, Rick. He's a ordinal OG for sure. Enjoy your. All right. Greg from X says you mentioned not to marry your assets. I'm up 100K on pups. Do you recommend holding? How long? So we're not gonna tell you what to do with your assets, but that's you're up 100K.
I'll tell them what to do.
You're
Take
up
profit,
100K.
baby. Take profit. If you're sitting on a house in a poor neighborhood, I would
I mean,
definitely.
that's a these days that's a pretty
I mean, dude, that's like, you know what I mean.
yeah.
Like you can get these are tough, man. Because I don't want to tell you to sell and then it doubles, right? So like, I don't know what's going on, but if this was mine, I would take my whole 100K there and then potentially put that in another rune, because that is already kind of hit a good portion. I'm somebody who sells early, and I'm okay with that because I'm able to take my early profits and put it in something else and do it all again. So, and you have an opportunity with runes that you don't have. You wouldn't have any other time in any other cycle. So
And you have to remember you have it in the BRC20 pups, and if they're gonna do the allocation to the BRC20 holders, which I saw that they are, what is that transition going to look like and all that stuff? I mean, I don't know. I think you got to make a conscious decision. Like I would never bet against that community. I've watched them enough to know that like they'll probably do the opposite of what anybody like fuds them on. And so yeah.
I mean, you could always take out your initial investment and then let that fly, and stuff like that. So that's always a good plan too.
Yep. All right. This is from Nocturnal, a community member of ours that watches frequently. He said you might mention this before the QA, but are you minting Leo? Oh, okay. Artist of Russo, the block. Huh. If so, for a flip or a hold. Also ghost drop today. So
Yeah.
Leo Callard,
Yeah.
the artist of the runestones is dropping the block collection. Right now I'm like if I'm getting into if I'm purchasing any type of ordinal collections, I'm going to try to flip them, unless I feel like it's a once in a lifetime situation to hold. That's just me until like the rune stuff chills out, trying to be as liquid as possible for that. So,
Yeah, it's the same thing. I'm not minting any or buying anything right now. That's not just waiting for runes. So for me, no, I'm not. I won't be minting this. What about the Ghostface Killer song? Would you be minting that?
that's dropping today?
According to him, yeah.
Possibly. Where's it going to drop though? That's the
I'm
thing.
not sure. We can probably look it up. We'll get the information for tomorrow.
Yeah, because I don't think I've ever seen like audio stuff on like Magic Eden. Have you?
No, I haven't either. No.
All right.
A lot of questions.
Zugs Z Wang. So if you were a member, then you would have. We did give an update on it in our memberships video yesterday. It's not anything huge. It's just that they're progressing right along, and we will definitely bring an update to the community once we feel like there's a big enough update for that. So just hang tight there. All right. Is there any other ones that you see?
Oh, there's this right here by Yazir. He said, I do not trust Rune's Terminal anymore today for the 8 man. I forgot they had their 8 man today. They just lied. Okay, we'll look more into that.
That's interesting. Because Rune's Terminal, I got to get this information right to see if they came out of the BTC Startup Lab, because I could have sworn they did. Or maybe I'm just, kind of grouping them together because they're a Runes project. So I'll get that information, because if they did, then I would definitely not expect that. That's for sure. All right, from Mike's World, do these Runes Terminal Ordinals do anything for the owner? So we'll find out more information about that, the apes, and we'll try to bring it to tomorrow's show. Windy Yam, what is the best way to mint runes, bot or node? I like that, straight up, just bot or node. Public mint or for ink. I did not see the button active. We are all waiting. Suddenly mint out. not sure about public mint for ink, what she means by that. But what do you think the best way to mint runes would be? Probably node.
I don't want to mint. I want to buy
Yeah.
secondary. I'm not touching the mint. I don't want to get front ran. I want to get every token that I think I'm going to get. For me, minting is not the way I want to go. I want to go buy on secondary, but I'm going to be very conscious of the mint price and see if I can get it anywhere close to that when I'm buying. A lot of times when stuff is minting, it doesn't get too far away from the mint price because people will do that arbitrage. So that's why I'm just going to be buying secondary. I'm not messing with I don't want to get front ran. I don't want a node. I'm just buying secondary.
Yeah.
You?
And I was actually, I was kind of freaking out about this because like, I was like, man, I feel like we're not prepared because like, we have to set up our node. Like I have Bitcoin Core on my machine, but like need to add the ord as well. But like, I was talking to someone that already has their own node and they're building a project, and they told me this morning actually, that that narrative's a little bit overblown. If you are willing to pay a little bit higher in fees to these etching services, they said it should be completely fine. You're not going to get front ran if you do that. So I think that like we're just gonna have to really wait and see what happens. Either way, if runes it lives up to its hype, there's gonna be like ample opportunities for multiple different tokens. So I don't think like I'm gonna take my time with this in the beginning, and if it means like I buy on secondary at a lower market cap, then a reasonable market cap, $5-10 million, but it goes to like 200 million, that's a huge win. You know what I mean?
agree.
So
Yep. Yeah, you
go
did
ahead.
have the question on top that you missed.
Did I? Go ahead.
This one here says, "Do you guys own a Sathunter Ordinal or run your own nodes for etching runes?" So yes, we were actually gifted by Francis each a Sathunter Ordinal, which was amazing. We appreciate that. But no, we do not run our own nodes for etching. Okay.
Yeah, so we're probably not gonna take that approach. Like I said, take our time on it. We might end up paying big for it, but like I said, I spoke to someone that's a project lead that their project is running a Bitcoin node, and they're actually probably because they're gonna offer some of these etching services as well. But I'm close friend with this person, so I don't think that they would try to get me for that. That would be messed up. He's like,
Yeah.
man, I gotta get Yagobi need to be a customer. No, but Mike's World says, did you guys stake your Merlin Starter spell book? Did you stake yours?
All three. Yeah.
Okay, so Shizzy staked his. I don't have any, but he staked his. Oh, Gabriel Sorbo, this is a good question. A member of ours. What's your thoughts on Rune's punks? So remember we saw that
not
one. We saw
interested.
that one.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think it's actually cool how they form the punks out of the runes characters, but other than that, it's just another pre-miner, and I think they're playing off the hype. At this point, it's like it's really tough. I think there's like maybe like 4, probably around there, that are worth like the pups. What was the pups one called? I forgot. Rune pups,
Yeah.
the tiny Vikings, of course, Runestone, and maybe Arsic, right? And outside of that, there might be a couple more, but not too many more. I would be like super bullish on, in my opinion. All right. Dan Watson says, "Ew, bad advice. Pups is the meme of this cycle. Don't spray and spray into random crap that's dumb."
Well, that's two different strategies. If you want to get in something with 100 million market cap, go ahead. I'm not looking for a 4x, 5x. So I'm looking for 100x. So I'd rather throw $100 at 100 tokens and try to get the 100x rather than get a 4x in this. I mean, it's going to do well. I'm not saying it's going to do well, but like I won't get in Doge because for a 4x, So
Yeah. Pelpa has a good point right here. He says it was a psyop to get more nodes up for the nodes narrative. I think so too. So
that was 100% Casey did because he wants to talk to his maxi friends and be like, I got more nodes up running for Bitcoin than you guys ever do. There's more people running Ordinal's client than there is running, just plain Bitcoin nodes. So
yeah. Yep, and that actually does it. That was the last question, guys. We appreciate all your questions every day. You can put your questions in the chat, and we'll get to them at the end of our ordinal hour. We went over about 4 minutes today. Just felt like kicking it with y'all because we appreciate all the support. And yeah, I think that wraps up a good show. We had 325 people in here right now.
Yeah, man. Thank you, everyone watching. Please check out ordinalrevolution.com. If you're going to Bitcoin Nashville, we have a coupon up at the top. You get a 20% off coupon. And if you're going to Bitcoin Nashville, have some ordinal gear. If it's not from us, then get it from somewhere else. But definitely show the maxis that you're in ordinals. But we do have some of the sickest gear in ordinals, so check that out right out there. Hit the store over there. And if you're not a member, please think about joining the members. If you see in the chat, some people are green and some people are normal. Definitely get your green up there because your questions definitely get answered first. We appreciate you guys, and look out for members' videos as well if you are a member. But did I miss anything?
No, just tomorrow we're gonna have Rick G on. We're gonna talk ordinals, have a fun Friday, and heading into the weekend, and then heading into next week, which will be big. So
next week's gonna be a monsters, guy. Get ready. Like I said, spend some time with your family this weekend because next weekend you won't have the time. And if you do plan on doing something next weekend, cancel it now. Because if you have a wedding to go to, just say, hey, listen, like Runes is dropping. Sorry, I got money to make. Sorry about your wedding. But cancel everything next week. Do everything you need to do this weekend. Take your kids out, have a picnic, have a good time, and just have a good day, guys. See you.
Peace.
We OG, or no OG. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload, yeah. Experts on reload, yeah. You're not bullish enough, yeah. Oh no, you're not bullish enough. You ain't got the or no. I get stoned by the bolo. Bitcoin set to overload. Experts on reload. Mempool getting hot. Everybody wanna rock, ayy. Runes is coming, everybody on a knot, ayy. It's a nuisance, Ordinal Revolution, ayy. Ordinal Revolution. Yo, it's my guy for real, bro.
Merlin Starter.
Got friends right now. Yo, BRC20s, bro. Yo, that shit on fire, bro. Imagine if he in here. Yeah, lock it in the seal. Merlin. I got balls of steel. Nuki on the field. Yeah, this shit for real. With no calls, I get so far. Got 100 phone calls that I go hard, and they gon' love me. Smoke weed, huddle back. I get shiesty. Where my Bitcoin looking lovely. All this Satoshi's nothing above me.